Our mission in life is to cure our son. He's just an incredible little boy.
The doctor told us that there was nothing that we could do for our son. Nothing.
That was really hard. Just knowing that my 2-year-old son had this 100% fatal prognosis.
Go home, take your son on, trips and just enjoy him because he will lose his ability to walk. There's really no hope for him.
We really had no idea that this was a possibility. It wasn't on our radar. It wasn't a word that we could even pronounce.
With Duchenne, these kids are in a wheelchair by 10 years old, and their life expectancy is in their late 20s. So we needed to figure this out yesterday. He doesn't understand, why can't I do the same things as my brothers?
When Connor was diagnosed 6 years ago, we heard about CRISPR. CRISPR is the gold standard. I mean, it's going to change the face of this disease, of Duchenne, and so many others.
The promise of CRISPR technology is to be able to address things at the genetic root cause and not just go for the symptoms, and to not only correct it, but correct it for good. So this technology is revolutionary.
Chris and I met Rich Horgan last summer, and we're all like, we hope, and look where we are now.
Cure Rare Disease is at a real pivotal point in our history. Our progress over the last year and a half has been really transformational.
Some of the things we do here are actually changing the world.
We're on the brink of dosing our first patient, my younger brother Terry, with first-in-human CRISPR drug.
We've been progressing towards getting a clinical trial up and running for Terry.
We've seen in animal studies that the drug works. We've met with the FDA and gotten their buy-in as we march toward the final end goal, which is dosing him later this year.
We're right behind Terry. I call it a scientific miracle because what was 2 years ago science fiction is now reality.
The earlier we treat Max, the better, because once you lose muscle, there's no going back.
January of 2020, he had a muscle biopsy. The CRISPR team at Yale were able to edit Max's gene mutation in the lab, and in doing so, the cells autocorrected and were producing dystrophin on their own.
We've corrected Max cells in a dish at Yale, and now we're moving on to do the preclinical development part, which is, are we convinced of the efficacy of the drug?
We're breaking new ground faster than I expected, which is exciting. We're really taking steps to make this therapeutic a reality for Terry, and we hope to be able to do the same for a lot of the other boys.
It's definitely been a very big team effort and collaborative effort with people at Charles River, with Yale School of Medicine, with our collaborators in Boston, and then ultimately with the clinical team in Boston that will be injecting Terry.
We're months away now, and months versus years is just a completely different equation. And my brother needs it, he's simply running out of time.
I'm a rare disease patient, so I understand the urgency.
The time is now because we don't have the time to waste.
These boys will have a very different life trajectory than that doctor told me with, take him home and love him. CRISPR is going to change his life.
The hope for Connor is an ultimate cure. We have faith in God, we believe in science, and we're going to keep funding this research. And we've come so far in the last 5 years than we had in the previous 50.
My hope is that Connor can live out his dreams, and I think that's what all parents want for their children.
They're on cutting edge research that will, I think, enable a better future for boys like Ned and, boys like Max and boys like Connor.
If we pull this off as we plan to, this kid will never have known that he has this disease.
We're actually getting there, and we're going to make a difference, and we're going to be successful. We can change the lives of these boys, and we can't do it without resources. Time is of the essence, so we need to make sure that we're doing things at light speed.
This is an organization that's been built and grown through grassroots means. There's no billion-dollar donor behind what we're doing. This is really the power of families, of scientists and clinicians who have decided that they want a different future.